Is FC Pro Kalvin Phillips elite? Well, let's find out. We're going to be putting into the test and reviewing it. If Kalvin Phillips doesn't get 1 goal and 1 assist in the 2 games we play, he may not be elite. And we'll have to discard our Nico Barella. So I'm going to be breaking down his stats in-game, also talking about what type of playstyle works for him and whether or not that would work for you. So let's test out and find out if Kalvin Phillips is elite. Now, a lot of times EA make these defensive centre defensive mids pretty bad at passing, but Kalvin Phillips has the ability to pass right and doesn't make a lot of errors for sure. Phillips is a medium-high work rate type of centre mid, so to be honest, he's not going to be pushing forward for you a lot, so he'll be very good defensively. Does he have good tackling animations? Most of the time, but he doesn't have anticipate, which makes you good. Now, Phillips has intercepts, so he'll randomly just get those interceptions right away that you don't even expect sometimes. You know how sticky it gets? It just sticks right to him, which is lovely to have. Now, I'm a player that does like the power shot playstyle to have with my centre mids, but he doesn't really have it because he's not a shooter, so sometimes it doesn't come off as fast, so the defenders can catch up and block it, but it is what it is. Once again, Phillips showing world-class behavior by intercepting it and keeping possession of the pelota. Lovely. Now, it's weird, back on the shooting ability, most of the time if I shot this with Jude Bellingham, this would go top bins. So that's the thing, he's still not going to be consistent at all with his shots, so try and lay off the shooting, but he's still capable in the box. For sure, especially on a green time. Hey, but listen here, let me tell you something about Phillips. His pace is absolutely fraudulent, but fraudulent in a good way, because this was absolutely insane. The way right here, he burned Antoine Griez, used his strength and got through, sends in the through ball to Landon Donovan Mitchell, blast green time. I believe it's perfect. Look at that, all from the play from Phillips. So even though he has that 77 pace, if you put a shadow on him, his pace will not be garbage. It will be absolutely wondrous. Now, this is just a display of him showing his defensive capabilities, getting it, but it did jam. It did bounce back off of Jude, but it was still pretty good of getting the ball. Now, with his dribbling ability, it's still good enough to just get around the spaces to make passes. Don't hold the ball with this type of card because it's only 83. It can be absolutely biggity clunky if you try and dribble all around the place with him. But if you just get little touches and turn and pass, he's still capable of doing that for sure. Now, Phillips does have the jockey playstyle, which would help you recover if you make more mistakes on defense, but sometimes he still gets burned and beaten by certain players that have good technical dribbling skills. So he's still not the best at turning, but it still helps that he has the playstyle to assist you when you make errors on defense. Like right here, without the anticipate, he was still able to just tackle the ball nicely and cleanly and keep possession of the pelota. That's what we like to see. Now, if we're talking about physicality, he can still body off some of the somewhat strong players like Marcus Rashford Stamp. Right there, bodied him off the pelota like it was nothing to him. He was thirsty for the ball and he quenched his thirst. Give me that. So defensively, you have no issues with him. You see that? He just got the ball and we are through on the counter now because of him. Trust me, defensively, he's pretty good. And so this card comes in at a whopping 200k at the moment. And is he absolutely worth that? Is he elite? But first, we found out what he finished with, and Phillips finished with only 1 assist. So we're going to have to discard our player. To be honest, he brings a lot of value. The only reason why he's 200k right now is because he plays in the Premier League and Man City. So the links and the nation is absolutely wondrous. So is he absolutely elite? I'ma say he is elite, but is he worth 200k? Hopefully, if he goes down to at least 130 to 160k range is when he's gonna be worth it. Other than that, it's still an elite card, and you should definitely try it out to see if it works for your playstyle. I also reviewed this card right here, and also these type of videos right here. Check that out and enjoy that. Adios.